What's up, everybody? Back again. Dipcatcher Radio, the late night stream to announce the launch of yet another fantastic product. Who remembers those Billy Mays infomercials? I feel like Billy Mays back again with another fantastic product. This time around, it is not so much of a crypto derivative like some of the other assets that we have created. This is more of a investor tool. It's a TradingView plugin called Dipcatcher. So this algorithm, you can put it on your TradingView charts, and it helps you identify juicy dips to buy into. It was designed as a dollar cost averaging indicator, but I mean, if you look at that short-term chart, it is a pretty fantastic short-term trading indicator as well. So the way that we are rolling out access to this indicator is through a smart contract. It's called the Dipcatcher algorithm smart contract, and you can mint an access pass for right now it is 0.03 ETH. And when you mint an access pass, you also get a buddy pass. And so the buddy pass is just an ERC20 token called DCA. And you can give it to a friend, you can sell it, whatever you want. And they can convert it into an access pass by burning it. So there's only going to be a finite amount of people that have access to this algorithm. And the buddy pass token could get incredibly scarce. And we'll talk about the dynamics with that here in a little bit. But we've been thinking about this for a while. I mean, this Dipcatcher algorithm, I actually built it in 2020, and I've been just personally using it to kind of guide my, just guide my own strategy. And so. And I always post charts. It's on my charts that I post on Twitter, and so people are always asking about it. And so I just recently learned how to create a private script on TradingView, and I was like, well, why not give access to community members? So we came up with this issuance model where it's cheap enough to where it's like reasonable to get, because it's really is a valuable tool to use. But also had some, speculative dynamics as well with the buddy pass token. So I'm really proud of how it came out. Very simple smart contract. It's like 30 or 40 lines of code. It was basically modeled after the water contract from a previous launch. So it was very easy to build. Overall, this was like the simplest contract. I mean, of course, right? It's not like a hex staking pool or like the Hedron stuff. It's literally like a payment processor. So it was very easy to roll out. The algorithm, I built it in 2020, but every so often, every couple months, I would go and like revisit it. I would, measure its performance, see kind of how it had operated. And pretty recently, I made some pretty big improvements to it for both the usability and the performance of the asset. Or performance of the indicator. So I felt like it was finally ready to launch, and then we just got it done, So far, here, let's look at the chat and then we'll look at the numbers. Hexbug says, awesome idea and launch. Have minted and was in the first 100 to do so, and now have been successfully added to private TradingView algorithm. Now what? Hey, congratulations. You did all the steps. Like that's, now what? Like, that's it. I mean, for now, you can use the algorithm. So, especially if we start getting into a bull market, it's a really good way to, like, if you want to help prevent yourself from just like FOMOing into the local tops. If you put the Dipcatcher algorithm on like the 4-hour chart, and you maybe shift the one of the settings to the more aggressive setting, it's a great way to just like scale in even during a bull market. It just kind of helps you round out the dips. it's called Dip Catcher. So congratulations, Hexbug. Welcome to the family. Glad to have you. Fast of Duel says the photo leaves me with so many questions. What are they? Ask them in the chat. I got the pass, but can't find my invite only section at TradingView. My user. So I went through and I added about 70 people so far. So I cleared out the list, but that was about as of like an hour ago, maybe. So if you had done it just in the last little bit, I'll try to get to that tonight. It kind of sucks to have to manually add everyone to the thing. It's kind of a pain, but maybe I should have made it more expensive so there are less of them, but it's all good. Glad to be here. Minted a DCA pass. There you go. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to give it away to a friend? Are you going to try to sell it on Uniswap, or are you going to hoard it till death? Some people are telling me they're hoarding till death. Show me how to find private scripts. I think Golkey made a video, so... Secondly, to my question, how do I know which DCA has been claimed against and which one is still loaded with that functionality? Okay, so if you have DCA tokens in your wallet, they have not been claimed against. So the address that you minted with. So here, let me pull up the I'm going to share my screen. Then I can explain where you can read this. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so when you mint your so when you mint your access pass, you get the access pass and you get the DCA token. And so when you go to request access here, so if you minted, then you already are eligible. So you just go straight to the submit signature part. And so the DCA token that you minted, that's for you to either give away or to sell or to do whatever with. So you don't need to do anything with it just yet. Say you bought the DCA token, or your friend gave it to you. You would go here and click this convert DCA into access pass. And then that will burn your DCA token, and then it'll record you as an access pass member, access pass holder. And then you'll submit a signature here, and then I'll check against the smart contract to see if you have qualified. Either you had minted or you'd burnt a DCA token, and then you'll get added to the list. So if you have the DCA token, it hasn't been minted against. But if you minted then you don't need to worry about the burning. Oh boy, finally found the stream. Twitter sucks. Yeah, Twitter's acting weird today. It wasn't letting me tweet for a while. Did you use Chat GPT to write for TradingView? No. So I wrote this thing 2 years ago, the script, and no, I don't really use it to code. I have used it a little bit for asking questions, but sometimes Google is still just effective. Where I need to find, usually the things I'm asking are more nuanced, and so. Can't really help that much there. But what I did use it for actually is, here, I'll show you here. In the contract, these comments, the things to describe what the code does, I actually just pasted in the code to ChatGPT, and I said, give me a description of this code, and it generated these comments, the documentation. So that was the extent of what I did. But there's literally only 2 user-facing functions, so it's I only used it twice. So it was useful for that. And then so it got me most of the text, and then I kind of had to format it and whatever. But yeah, so a little bit of Chat GPT, but not too much. What if DCA was used to buy and burn poly? Yeah, you mean the DCA tokens, or the strategy for just buying dips in the poly price and burning it? Yeah, maybe. See, I thought about doing things to kind of link some of the other coins to this launch, but I have so many just other better, larger ideas for, things with poly, things with water, things with team. And like I was really just trying to get this thing out and not add complexity. I was reducing complexity. The original concept for this launch was like much larger in scope than what it ended up being. But I just made the decision to just like keep it so dead simple, not like looping all this other stuff. And so um, I do have other ideas that I think could, larger in scope for that we'll probably start working on next. How can someone sell DCA? Seems like the NFT art would have been the best. No, so the DCA token is an ERC20 token. So the Buddy Pass is ERC20, but then your Access Pass, that is, it's here. I'll show you what it is. Let's pull up the contract. So we go to read contract. So the Access Pass is actually just like in here. So if you paste your address in this thing that says is member and you click query, it'll return true if you have an Access Pass. So you get an Access Pass either by minting through the dashboard or by burning a DCA token. And so since DCA was meant to be, liquid and easily transferable and fungible, that's why it's an ERC20 token. And then I was going to make the Access Pass an NFT, but because it's like a one-time access, it's like you request access once, and then after that, it's, it's like one admission to the script per person. It didn't make sense for it to be transferable. And there, you definitely can mint NFTs that are non-transferable. I think they call them soul-bound NFTs. It's just like a wacky name for it's programmed to not be able to be transferred. And I thought about doing that, but then just the gas fees would be quite high. And since the ticket price for this sale is relatively low, like each, it's like the starting price is about $40 for the Access Pass and the Buddy Pass. And so like, just like every extra dollar you add in gas, like, what is that? That's like 2.5% about. And so doing stuff with NFTs is a lot of gas. And so that's why I decided just to make it store who's a member, meaning who has an Access Pass, just directly in the contract, as you see right there. And that's that's like the benefit for an NFT strategy would have been that you could like see it in like an NFT like display, like OpenSea or on like the newer wallets that display NFTs. But an NFT is literally like a picture loosely related to an entry in a contract. And so we have the entry in the contract here. And I guess you can just go to the, let's see, you can just go to the site and just look at this picture that's stored here and just say, hey, this is my Access Pass that is loosely related to my entry in the database. So it's like an NFT without the T. I'm excited. DC on the first dip of Pulse and PulseX 30. Oh yeah. Like it's so like literally like I use this for pretty much my whole, not my whole crypto career. My crypto career started in like 2017, but as early as 2020. So ever since 2020, so basically as long, like almost my whole entire Hex career, I've been like this dip catcher indicator has been core to how I look at markets. Like I don't look at a chart without this. Like it's critical to how I, my understanding of markets. And so I hope it can be useful for people, especially, when Pulse Chain launches. Billy Mays here, introducing the dip. Wow, super absorbent for catching dips. I keep that voice is like, there's a YouTube channel called Djibouti Dubs, and me and my cousin used to just watch that on repeat. So funny. I met Mao. What is it? How do I find dip catcher in TradingView? Okay, so if you submitted to there, I went through and added a bunch of them. But here, let me see if I can find Gold Keys video. 1 second. see if he. Okay, here, let's do this.
How to mint your access pass.
Right.
Wait, URL.
Pause. Here, I'm gonna play this video real quick. Let me. One second. Let me turn this music down so we can get this thing up. I hope you can see it. It looks like it.
Dip catcher algorithm launches tonight, so I wanted to make a quick video overviewing what to expect and how to mint your access pass. The URL is pro.dipcatcher.com, and when you get to the site, you'll land on the Mint membership pack page. So to get access to this custom TradingView indicator, you're actually going to mint your own access pass with ETH. The starting price will be 0.025 ETH and will increase by 0.005 ETH every 200 mints. The access pass is your key to gain access to the algorithm. So when you mint your access pass, you're actually going to get a buddy pass as well, which is in the form of an ERC20 token, which is DCA. And you can do anything you want with this token. You can give it to someone else, you can sell it, but whoever gets that token has the ability to burn it for their own access pass. So if we scroll down, we'll see the mint section. So mint a Dipcatcher access pass and get a free buddy pass, DCA. So we'll go ahead and connect our wallet. We can see that the current rate is 0.025 ETH and there's 166 remaining at that rate. Let's go ahead and mint our own access pass. Awesome. Now we can see we have a DCA in our wallet, but we've also minted our access pass. So if we go over here to the menu and we go to the request access page, so now we are eligible for the Dipcatcher algorithm. And you can see that here with your status. We can go ahead and submit our TradingView name. And by submitting, we are requesting access to the algorithm via a signature. Your submission has been received, and if valid, you will be granted access shortly. And that is it in regards to requesting access to the Dipcatcher algorithm. So if we go to TradingView to actually add the Dipcatcher algorithm to the chart, we'll go to indicators at the top, and then we'll go to invite only scripts, and you'll see the Dipcatcher algorithm. And you can add it to your favorites by selecting the star to the left. And to add to the chart, you can go ahead and select it.
Awesome video, Gold Key. Thank you for making that. That was on test. It was funny when I saw the ETH balance. That was on Pulse Chain Testnet, and I was like, I was like, Jesus, why didn't you tell me? But yeah, that was awesome video. So you just go to the invite only scripts, and that's how you get access to it. Just minted the pass. Awesome, dude. I think you're like 8 for 8 on Maximus assets. Well done. Name understands what's going on, and I really appreciate Name for his support and friendship. What an awesome guy. Hey, glad to be a dip catcher now. Anyway, you can show demo. Yeah, I'm gonna do that in just a minute once I get through the chat. Hodl DCA till death. Jesus. That'd be hilarious if like everyone just hoarded it and DCA became the world reserve asset. I got 9 of them bitches. Who wants to pay dude? I did see someone get like 42. That's pretty wild. Thanks for participating. It's pretty cool that just kind of how this all worked, because like the original idea, like the reason why there's like this buddy pass system is because the original idea was we were going to build in like a revenue sharing system where we were going to give like the first couple hundred customers the ability to claim from, from some of the revenue. And when I was just thinking through, I'm like, okay, how can we do this that's in a way that's like feasible, is gonna not be a big pain in the ass to do, is not just gonna get eaten up by gas fees. Because like if you're claiming like $2 of revenue sharing, then gas fee to claim it will probably be too much. And so I just kind of like reframed the question in my head, and I was like, okay, well, rather than like a revenue sharing on a per unit sale, like why not allow that first batch of customers to be part of like the inventory generation process? And so that was why the Buddy Pass system is what it is because we wanted customers to be able to have some inventory that they can then sell. So it was like a way to do like a revenue sharing system, and it was really simple to implement and didn't like have like like it wasn't gonna like break down because of fees or anything like that. So I'm really happy about how it came out. And it's actually really tough to like how many buddy passes or should it have gotten like on your follow-on mints, should you get more buddy passes? But we really leaned into the scarcity of the buddy passes, and we just decided mint your access pass, and then you get the free buddy pass, and then each additional mint you get one extra buddy pass. So but I have seen people minting from numerous wallets and creating numerous accounts, so that's pretty interesting too. I did. Was that you? Because when I was adding these, there was someone whose username on TradingView had like a shit ton of. It was like the same name but like a number, and they had like 7 or so. Congrats on launch. Thank you, Nate. What's up, Stizzy? I'm gonna burn my DCA. Minted one. Here you go. That's all you need. It's really intended for one, but some people are getting a little crazy with it. Can we transfer our access pass to another wallet if we have multiples? No. So the let's go back to the no. So the access pass is non-transferable. Just because it's like recording what address. So yeah. Show me the money. Does the DipCatcher algo work with Deck Screener? No. So Deck Screener doesn't let you pull in from like the custom scripts. It sucks. I hope they change that, or I hope TradingView allows that. DipCatcher script works on mobile. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's awesome. So you reverse coded with help from GPT. Yeah, I like had it write some user facing descriptions of the functions. Here to learn, hang out. What's up, dude? And send support. Thank you, man. I feel like one time when you and I were talking a couple years ago, that was right around the time I was starting to learn how to write these trading scripts on TradingView. Do you got a liquidity pool set up for DCA? I'm not sure yet, actually. Let me see if the contract. I'm tired, guys. I'm real tired. See who the big holders are. No, I don't see any. So no, there's no liquidity pool just yet. What happens if I mess up my TradingView name when requesting access? If that happens, DM me. I can. What I'll do is I'll have you sign a message containing the old one and the new one. So I don't think the DApp will let you resubmit now, but if you DM me what like your address and the username that you put in, I'll I can help you reconcile that. Had 2 failed transactions on one of the wallets. Had 2 failed. What it might have been is, I mean, either gas or if you had minted at like right as the rate was shifting, because like every you see here, like every 200 mints, it ratchets up by 0.005 ETH. And so if you were to mint, like if you were to click the button and then like between the time that you clicked submit and then the time your transaction got broadcasted, if all 200 at that tranche filled up, then that transaction would fail. So, you know, just try again. Does it work with the free version of TradingView? Yes, it does. I see it in my invite only script, but there's a study error once I add it to the chart that says the script is invite only. To request access, please contact its author. Huh. I see your name and I saw you had a lot of accounts, so I hope at least one of them works. Maybe just try to close the app and open it up again. Like maybe it just needs to like kind of set in or something. Not sure. I'll look into that. Just try again, and if it doesn't, just DM me. I'll try to sort that out. Minted. What's up? 54 remaining. By now before it's too late. Never mind, it's working now. I can't wait to use Dipcatcher Algo on Icosa when it's 180 day stakes in. Let's look at it. Let's pull up the chart. Icosa. Which one? Icosa Hex. Let's look at the daily chart. Let's see how much data we have on this. Yeah, I mean, look at this. So it started scaling in at about a 40% into the dip, kind of rounded out through here, and then hasn't started signaling just yet again. But I can tell that it's actually going to start signaling on the daily chart pretty soon. If not to give away exactly how it works, but if it if the entire candle stays below a certain level, that's when it'll. So yeah, this will probably start triggering right here pretty soon. That's what's pretty cool about it, is it like just the way that it identifies the lows. It's like really good at like rounding out the lows, and then it kind of waits for like another breakdown, and then it kind of rounds out the lows. And so that's pretty awesome. Let's see what it is on the weekly. Yeah, there's not even enough time there. Let's see on like the 6 hour. Yeah, so you can like that's what I mean. You can toggle between these different time frames, and it'll give you different, like where short time frame is much more aggressive, long time frame is a little bit more conservative. Like when we look at like the Bitcoin chart, like if we just look at like say the monthly chart, I mean, look at that. I mean, like on the monthly chart, it really never even got that in the threshold. Even if we were to put this on the aggressive. Yeah, I mean, literally on the aggressive setting is the first time that it even triggered dip on the monthly. Just because, I mean, on this is like a 30-month. This is based on a 30-month time frame. So, but here, let's look at the weekly chart. That'll maybe give us some more relevant information. So yeah, I mean, you see how it just kind of like rounds out the dip. I mean, it also snipes some bottoms, but it wouldn't. It started like here in this first sell off in Bitcoin. It started triggering about after a 60% dip. Here after about a 75% dip, and then here after about a 40% dip. So that's kind of the nature of it. But even when you zoom in, so that's on the weekly chart. Look at the daily chart. So like bear markets, it's going off, a lot, but it kind of, as the bear market kind of retraces, it kind of cools off. But yeah, if it's in a serious bear market, it'll be going off frequently. But I mean, look, it doesn't trigger. It barely triggers to buy during the bull. So it's really about the bull, or really about the dip catching. But then you can always. Oh, and I think I'm on the aggressive setting. Yeah, let's go back to the neutral. Neutral is the default, and neutral is I like neutral. Aggressive is if you're like just getting started, and like you really need to start scaling in. Neutral, I think, is a little bit more reasoned. But yeah, so whenever it turns blue, that like whenever it's blue, any price is a good price. But then it does give specific targets for limit orders. So whenever you see a blue dot, that's a limit order, and the yellow dot shows a limit order that got filled. So it just gives you these levels that you can work with, and it can be very helpful. I'm in. Dip catchers unite. That's right. If no deck screener, how can it be used on Pulse? So, I mean, TradingView does continue to increase the number of charts that are available, but I have started working on a offline version, so like a not TradingView version. So, we'll figure something out when the time comes. Exclusive private DCA meetups from all the dip catcher game. Yeah, that's a good idea. We can make a whole thing about it. Study error, shift command, reload. Okay, so hopefully that works. Didn't you say it tells you exactly where to set your limit order at? Yeah, so let me zoom in on this chart for you. So like, let me find a chart that's actively in a dip. What's a token that's like always dipping? See if okay, yeah. So here, this is when it's like has an active. So this is just like on a short-term chart of a coin that is just like programmed to dump. So just for an example, because like all the other coins that we really care about, they are not in the dip zone. But like right now, as you can see here, let me zoom in really close. So keep in mind, this is just an example. Like I just needed to pull up a chart that just only goes down because I needed something where it was actively in the dip zone. You see here, it's currently actively in the dip zone. It tells you a limit order target. So it looks like this limit order just got filled. So when this period turns over, it's going to set a new limit order target. That'll probably be right around here. But you see here, it says limit order target, and it gives you that. That is what it does. And so, on like say the hex chart. Let's go back to the hex chart. It isn't going to show you that limit order one yet, but like back here, it had like the limit order, and that's what these blue dots are. So it has like blue dots and then that arrow to tell you where to put it. Who bet the break bread? That's right. Is peak seller next algo? Yeah, pump dumper. Who wants pump dumper? Your indicator is lagging, bro. RH to crypto face it live stream and CF disrespected. Yeah, I mean, so all statistical indicators are lagging, right? Because they're only on, historical data. But the real secret sauce in this is like determining what are ranges where relative to past performance is a good level to be buying, and then the way that it sets the limit orders, I think, is pretty effective. Like it just basically implements really good practice for just kind of letting the price come to you. So yeah, all indicators are lagging. Like if the only way you could build a leading indicator was if you somehow had knew maybe the exchanges, because like they can see when dollars are coming in from bank accounts, and then they know what the users are likely to buy, and then they can see what transactions they're broadcasting, and then the exchanges, maybe they can like front run them. Like that's like a leading indicator. But yeah, that is a good point to bring up. peak selling as well as dip catching. So here, I'll show you how to do it. So until the pump dumper algorithm comes out, I'll show you how you can bootleg a pump dumper algorithm. So all you do is you simply just go 1 divided by XUSDC. Boom. So now this is like the inverse chart. Take a look at this. The pumped upper algorithm, especially if you go to the conservative, you know, it's scaling out up here, the neutral version. So this is on the hex chart. So it would have scaled out from like, I think this was like what, like 2 cents, so it can always continue. It doesn't mean to call the exact bottom. It just is for like DCAing either, for on the buy side, but if you do this inverse, it's on the sell side. But here, it kind of scaled out through this whole pump. So yeah, you can just do 1 divided by an asset, and then that can give you the sell side. So until pump dumper comes out, you can bootleg a pump dumper algorithm by just taking the inverse of a chart. Any good buys in perpetuals right now? I saw that they were all in a discount. Base is at 0.99, Trio's at 1, Lucky's at 0.88, Deci's at 0.835, Maxi is at 1.22. So Deci is at a good discount. Same with Lucky. So yeah, the long-term pools, which kind of makes sense because they're like when you're buying a pool token, it's like you're turning Hex into a version of Hex that is less liquid than just normal Hex, but is earning at a whatever rate it's earning. So it seems like right now, as the Hex price is going up, people are valuing Hex liquidity, and so since the perpetual pool markets are relatively small, it kind of makes sense that as Hex pumps, that people lock in gains with those, because it's just like it's another format of Hex. So any good buy, you're asking for it. Chen market doesn't matter with log or without. It doesn't care for the market. It's designed done for a while. Yeah, it's actually a nice example. Like whenever I need a chart that is in a dip so I can look at my algorithm, like when I was designing it, I was like, okay, that'll work. So if I see a extremely thin blue line, would that be when you first buy, and then as blue line gets thicker, you keep buying? Yeah. So, it's when you see those blue lines, that's like when it's in like a zone, like in a dip zone. But you don't necessarily like it's meant for scaling in. Like it is really designed to be a dollar cost averaging one. So like, maybe that means that you wait till 1 or 2 consecutive ranges that are in that dip zone, and then that's when you start. It's like sometimes the solo here. Let's look at some examples. Let's just go back to like a normal chart. Let's go to a chart because Hex went up too fast. We need like a chart that went up a little bit more reasonably. So here we go. Even this is kind of like sometimes it stays in these dips for longer. I'll look at let's look at the daily chart actually, because this will probably have some shorter. Yeah, here we go. So like sometimes like here, it's like on its way up, like it entered the dip zone for just like a short period of time, and then it kept on its way. So sometimes the solo ones, but also like when this first shows up, you don't know if it's going to be on its own. So, it's like I said in the announcement tweet, like it's really like it's impossible to snipe bottoms with 100% certainty. But you just know that if the blue line is on, you're in a better spot to buy than when most people want to buy. Most people want to buy when the price is way above, up in like the yellow, orange, and red area. That's when like all your noob friends want to buy, you know. But just like identifying like your buy orders into these dips just puts you in a better position to succeed relative to others because it prevents you from FOMOing in at the top. So just over time, just you'll just get used to the chart and kind of how to make sense of it, and then it can really just kind of help you make those decisions. PLSP, PLC, the all-time low almost daily on that. One bad, good one. It's working on your chart you showed on screen. Oh yeah, so yeah, here's how you do it. Go to there and close show hints. So yours says show hints. So get rid of the hints. Let me make sure that it's ah. Okay. So now it shouldn't show by default. Thanks for pointing that out. So yeah, just you can turn the hints off by clicking this show hints button. So maxi perps on like 20% discount. Yeah, I think like relative to the underlying. Yeah. Which kind of makes sense, right? I mean, especially if you compare it to its equivalent value, like if you were to natively stake, how much would you get for emergency end staking? You get 0. So like the fact you get 80% from staked hex that's only a couple months old, like that's a huge achievement, I think. What's the difference between aggressive and not? So aggressive is just more sensitive. Like it starts triggering dip earlier. The like the conservative one, it like really needs to be dipping and stay dipping for a while for it to trigger. Neutral is kind of right in the middle, but then aggressive will start signaling earlier. So, like if it's in a bull market, the aggressive one, and you want to be buying, the dips in a bull market, aggressive is what makes sense there. Sandwich attacks are leading and lagging indicators. Yeah, that too. Things that kind of just like settle a bunch of trading all in one. Brown dots and blue dots. So the yellow dots show a prior blue dot that had where price had gone through it. So that's just like symbolizes like a blue one that got filled in the past. So just to kind of help you identify. So it's only dip buy suggestion, not also pointing out potential stop. Yeah, it is a buy only. It's meant to be a buy only indicator because it's really designed for dollar cost averaging into assets you want to hold for generations. And also, I mean, telling someone to sell, selling is a very personal choice. It's based on your own personal outlook. It's based on your own personal situation, your own needs. And so, telling someone when it's a statistically good time to buy, that's easy, but telling someone to sell is pretty tough. So catching the dip daily on Zen. Zen is like a full-time job without much pay, if any. It's designed to pump ETH, pump Chinese sexes, most centralized token. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. Who cares? What time frame do you feel is the best to be on? Always 4 hour. I mean, I naturally just look at the daily and 4 hour, weekly for like generational, like and also I mean just kind of toggle in and see what conclusions you come to. I mean just like let's look at the like just comparing. So this is Bitcoin on the daily chart, Bitcoin on the 4 hour. So I mean like the 4 hour ones, they trigger early, but they also trigger more often. Like this move right here, when price was at like 1600. Actually, this probably got triggered on the daily. I mean, yeah, I mean, so it got triggered on the daily too, but like the 4-hour one will start triggering earlier on in a dip. And so for like if it's a bull market, the 4-hour is perfect. I can look at the hex chart. So we're zooming in. So this is the 4-hour. You see how it kind of sniped in periodically. Like during a bull market, the 4-hour one is pretty good. And if we go 4-hour aggressive in a bull market, that's even better. So the shorter the time frame, the more aggressive. And then if you do the aggressive setting, it's more aggressive. So that's kind of a rule of thumb. Shorter time frame, more aggressive. Longer time frame, more conservative. Just set limit orders are free and limited. Yeah, I want to figure out how I can plug this in to like automatically set limit orders. That would be pretty cool. Please check this one, Stabbles. You want to look? You mean on the chart? Oh, it's too soon. It's too new to. It needs like 30 periods of data to. Yeah, so this isn't. So maybe if I mean this must have just launched. So yeah, I mean on the hourly chart with the first day of data, but that's again this is mainly for assets that like you believe are timeless, and you want a dollar cost into over the long term. So for new coins, I mean, also, I mean, literally, like it can be useful there. Like, it's like that. This would have helped you avoid these peaks and only buy into dips. So yeah, I mean, it really kind of works with anything. The ETH chart. I mean, look, even in the hourly, ETH is in the buy zone, but not on the daily. You see, like on the hourly one, it is, but on the daily, it's nowhere near it. Through Hex, one could have maximized their max purse. They bought the dip and swapped to perps now. Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can kind of recycle through those. T-shirt without the fee. Have you used it and made good profits? Well, I'm not going to talk about my profits, but I mean, this has been core to my market analysis for like 3 years now, and I only get more enthusiastic about crypto. So let's put it that way. Profits later, accumulate tokens for bull market ahead. Yeah, true. Buying maxi perps more like future hex and buying hex now. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like in some ways, it's kind of like almost like a call option in a way. Not fully. It's like a call option quoted in hex, kind of. Could you bring together the APIs for Etherscan, Aave, DMX, MetaMask, OpenAI API? Yeah, I mean, you could, but also like the AIs, like at least the like. Sorry, I'm really tired from working on this all day. So like the OpenAI, like those products, they're mainly good for constructing text that makes sense based on the facts that were fed into it. It's not necessarily, like the information they trained it on is not like strategic crypto knowledge that has to do with, like borrowing, lending, levering, and short. Like it kind of knows broad stuff. So the AI may not be, but the OpenAI AIs may not be that effective in building a successful strategy for that purpose. It's good for like writing text, but it's may not be that good for a like a real strategy. But I mean, in many cases, the most effective strategies are not AI powered. They're literally simple statistics, and that's kind of what the dip catcher algorithm is. DCAI. So the blue dots are where you put a limit order for us to start showing up on the chart. Yep, that's right. Let's see how many have been minted. See if we've gotten to the next mint. Let's refresh. Wow, 45 left at the 0.03 rate. Pretty good. I love this little image here. What alerts? Oh, it's a good question. Let's go back to the chart. So also what you can do is when you have the algorithm, you can set alerts. So here, I'll show you how to do it. You click alert, you click condition, dip catcher algorithm. So here, let's change it. So you put it on the settings that you want. So I'm going to put dip catcher algorithm neutral, and you click alert, and then we're going to say we're going to trigger it every time. Let's make it expire much later. Oh, so you select that dip catch signal. Yep. So that's dip catch signal is when the blue goes on. So you just select that. You click trigger. Let's do. I think it's once per bar. That's so it can go off every time. And then you can have an alert name. So I the dip, and then so my so it gives you this, like, so then this is the text that it's going to send out, and so this is pulls the data from here, and so this is actually set up because this used to power the email alert system that I used to have on dipcatcher.com, and so it's in this like Python dictionary format, and so that's like what this is, but you can customize whatever this message says, and then you can, let's see, why isn't that working out? Okay, I had to zoom out a little bit. Okay, then you click create. Oh, and then notifications. So you can do either notify in your app, you can have it send an email, you can have a webhook URL. So if you have your own system, like a Zapier or something, you can generate a link. It generates a link, or you put in a link, and then it'll send an API request, or you can have it send a text message to you. So you can like set these different alerts, and then you can just click create, and then it creates an alert for you. So that's pretty awesome. Hexagons and the Hexasians in the house. What's up? Wow, more people keep minting. It's pretty awesome. Do you guys want to know why it took so long for me to get this out? Like, everything was ready by about like this morning, but it literally took me like 3 hours to get this animation right. It took so long. So long. But we got it done. All right, you guys. Like email about the Fire and IT crowd show. Yeah. All right, you guys. So, recap, dip catcher algorithm now live. You can gain access to it by minting with 0.03 ETH. There's about 40 left at the 0.03 ETH rate before it ratchets up to 0.035. Pro.dipcatcher.com. I think dipcatcher.com will route there too. Let's see. Oh, ugh. Need to fix that. We'll do that later. Hexlove has a question. Computers are chess champs when AI trading tools that know how much to leverage, lend, stake, sell in our lifetimes. I mean, those definitely exist, and people on Wall Street use those every day. But when they're good, they don't make it available to the public. Like it's like super proprietary. And then after some time, it's like, you have an AI trading bot that's like really good at, just like trading in some market. All your competitors, they're training their AI trading bots on all the market data, which includes your AI trading bots orders. And so over time, your AI will lose its edge as other AIs kind of learn from it and kind of start crowding your trades. So those definitely exist already. But at the end of the day, I think a good dollar cost average strategy, you'll probably outperform some like high volume trading strategy, unless you have like serious bankroll and are really advanced. Then maybe like 1 out of 10 of those people are gonna have outstanding success, but you'll probably perform better than most people who are doing actively trading by just buying into bear markets and then selling when the pump dumper signal tells you to. But also be careful with that, because what if pump dumper signaled sell and then price continued on for another like 20x? It's kind of these tools are meant to be used alongside your own personal discretion, and that's kind of the best you can ask for. Aladdin, oh yeah, you're talking about that earlier, huh? A lot more capital work within in effect markets, yeah. Yeah, they're playing a whole different game than you and me. 40 remaining. That's wild, you guys. See if anyone else mints. I like how if you look closely, whenever the number changes, like when this turns to 40, let's see if someone mints here. It's getting kind of late, so maybe people slow down minting. But it turns green when it changes. It's a nice little touch. All right, you guys, I'm pretty tired. Thanks for joining me. Is this for water holders? No, it is for. This is its own thing. I have much better ideas for how to reward water holders. This launch was its own thing. So, how often do you send out the invitations? I mean, I went through like 70 of them earlier. I went through all of them that were there, and then tonight before I go to bed, I'm gonna do it again. So, awesome answer. Good to see I got one. Pro.dipcatcher.com. So pro. Sure. It's easy to integrate into trading view. Yeah, so I mean, it's really, once you're invited, it's like there in your scripts menu. Oh wow, look at that, 37. Wow, 3 in the last minute. All right, you guys, let's send out some tweets, and then we're gonna get off. 2 people on Twitter had to say. Oh, you love to see it. $31 watching. Hit the like button. Yeah, thank you. Can you give a quick overview on the salary? All right. Quick overview. So Dipcatcher algorithm is a trading view script that helps you identify low prices that are good to dollar cost average into. You can it's a private script, so you can get access by getting an access pass. You can mint an access pass on pro.dipcatcher.com. When you mint your access pass, you also get a free buddy pass. And so the buddy pass can be converted into an access pass by burning it. But until then, that buddy pass is yours to do with whatever you want with it. You can give it to a friend. You can sell it on Uniswap, whatever you want. It's yours. And so when you get your access pass, you can just follow the instructions on the site where it says request access. You'll sign a message, and then you'll submit your TradingView username. And then, a couple times a day, I'll go in and add people to the script. So yeah, that's it. So the mint rate, it started at 0.025 ETH. It's gone up to 0.03 ETH. And every 200 mints, it goes up by 0.005 ETH. So here, once 34 more people mint, it's going to go up to about 0.035. So the DCA supply is going to be pretty low. Yeah, I mean, let's look at it right now. The DCA supply right now is 365. Pretty cool. So yeah, it's like an ultra scarce token. Yeah, no email needed, just the username. Yes. All right, you guys, I need to get some sleep. Congratulations, everyone who's participated. Thank you so much. Got to go. Where does ETH go? The ETH goes to a wallet called the Flusher, which you should have no expectation from. The ETH goes to the same place that, like when you go to McDonald's, your dollars go, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, there shall be no expectations of anything with that. How long is the mint phase? So the mint phase will close once 30 days elapses without any new minting. So as the price ratchets up, it'll probably start getting unrealistic to mint, and then people will start selling their Buddy Pass tokens, and then people will just get access through the Buddy Passes later on. So, who knows when that'll end. Yeah, you know the drill. Relaxing, no sleep. Ugh. It's the opposite. I'm trying to sleep more. I want to start doing like 11 hours of sleep a night. See, that's real anti-aging, is just getting more sleep. All right, you guys. With that said, it's time for bed. Have fun, everyone. Probably stream again tomorrow. So if you have questions, hit me on Twitter. Let's get these on. I get whatever. It's so late I can't even click. All right, you guys. Have fun, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.